Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. After an absolutely chaotic episode, we are going to get started today's episode with finishing out this war. I had this event and I let a week tick over and I was just scared, so I decided to put a pause in it and see if I can get this thing finished out. So, monument to the Tsar. A statue of Tsar Nikolai Romanov was commissioned, and it has been suggested it be displayed proudly in Odessa. Arrogant is how you describe the look on the face of the statue when it smiles down on you. Eyes that flicker in the opposite direction of the sun, although maybe you are just imagining it. A monument worthy of the Tsar, 3% prestige. 2% of pops in Odessa become more radical, or perhaps not everyone wishes to be reminded of the Tsar Orthodox Church mad. I'm going to go with the first one. Can't afford to make the Orthodox Church mad right now. How is our iron supply? Iron supply is doing okay. I think I'm going to scrap both of these iron trade routes, because I don't think I need them anymore. That's actually an export route. Or no, it wasn't. My bad. Alright. And we got a bunch of inactive routes on account of Great Britain's raiding our trade routes here. I'm going to move this fleet over here. I've gotten Britain's war support low enough now that I've got access to the front, and they still do through India. Well, that's interesting, but I think I can still win this thing. A British naval invasion against Ingria. Well, I've got armies here and a fleet here, so I'm really not worried about that. They got 39 battalions, but again, I've also got a fleet over here. So I think we'll let that be for the moment. I'm going to put the 8th Russian Army over here. Let's see, force comparison is still looking rock solid. Let's see. My war support is still very high. Britain's war support is going down fast, and they do not have war support protection, so I still think I can win against Kabul. I think after that, we're going to escalate the war against the Caucasian states. Let's see. Alright. Invasion is still stalled. Beautiful. Alright, Great Britain bailed. So that's lovely. That's going to really help out with the situation over here. Force comparison is 90. And that means that as soon as... and that means we'll be pressing forward to victory very, very fast. So great. So I'm actually feeling really solid about this. Our trade routes are no longer interdicted, pretty much. So that should stabilize our economy. Authority's a little weak. Wonder if, because no one likes the Tsar. Well, that's unfortunate, but we've just got to keep going. So the Great Game it went up a little bit as a result of the winning the war in the steppes, but it's going to go up more later. We've still got influence over Persia, so the golden question at this point is, what is Persia's liberty desire? Persia's liberty desire is still low. That's wonderful. So I can actually potentially lower their autonomy even further. Although I might not want to, because right now relations are not great, and I've got pretty solid power block cohesion due to them having low liberty desire. So I think I'll be able to win this. Alright, so Kandahar is Kabul is actively losing war support at this point. Way faster than I am. So yeah, that's going to be a victory for us and a stronger Kandahar. So maybe the play will actually be to reduce Kandahar's autonomy, but I can't do that yet. So I think the next place we're going to go... Well, the next place we're going to go is to the Caucasus, because I want to knock that war out. Here's a Caucasian supply convoy raided once again. I'm going to hold fast and wait for a better protected convoy the way I always do. So once this war sorts itself out... Yeah, and we're just going to be able to enforce all of these, and that'll be great. Beautiful. So Kabul still has this tiny slice of Kabul. Okay, alright, it's all its own state. But Kandahar's got the whole rest of it. So, things are going good, Kandahar. Things are going good. So moving right along here, what do I need to do in terms of the Caucasian War? I need no independent states over here. Okay, so I just need to blitz forward and get going. Alright, so that is what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and escalate the Caucasian War. We're going to give a second to tick over for our armies to become demobilized and for that to impact our finances. There we go. Huzzah. The conflict has escalated into a full-scale military campaign. So, I've got 2 states in Circassia. Diplomatic demands targeting Circassia return state. I can get that for 4.5 infamy. Let's get started with it. Do they have any allies? They have an alliance with the Caucasian Imamate. Well, that's just fine. Although that will put me into a truce with the Caucasian Imamate. So maybe I'll wait a little bit longer. Because I can grab both in one fell swoop here. Alright, the Milyutin Memorandum. A newly promoted Lieutenant General, Dmitry Milyutin, has issued a memorandum to the Tsar, speaking in favor of expelling or exterminating the entire Circassian population of the Caucasus. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's real bad. The fulfillment of this thought would have a triple or fourth goal. Firstly, to rid the Caucasian plateau of the always hostile population, and thereby open beautiful and fertile places for our Cossack population. Secondly, to give the natives themselves a better position to ensure their future, which they now do not have, because as they arrived in Turkey, they were left to fend for themselves. Endorse the memorandum and escalate the expulsions. Oh, absolutely not. This will lead to drastic consequences for the Circassian population. No, thank you. This measure will make the mountains forever ungovernable. So, if I do the second one, Milyutin becomes a general, 20% of Russian officer pops become radical, armed forces gets big mad, -5, or, top one, I don't get radical officers, I don't get angry armed forces, but instead, Kuban gets 25% immigration push, 10% mortality, 30% radicals from discrimination, 10% kill rate, 25% extra devastation, -15 standard of living modifier for Circassian. And Dmitry Milyutin becomes a war criminal as he should. Yeah, no thank you. Absolutely not. We are about traditionalist power structures. We are not about using the government to carry out experiments to carry out demographic experiments. We're just here to be the Tsar. Gosh darn it. Anyway, I think it's time to do this. I think we're going to do this. All right, so give me the state they will not accept. I don't need to worry about forcing a diplomatic play. They've gone on. So I'm going to go ahead and add a return state for North Caucasus. I'm going to add that to the primary demand. It's going to give me a little bit of extra infamy, and that's okay. So far, I'm only going to mobilize one Army Corps, the 3rd Corps, and I think that will be completely sufficient. If the Caucasian Imamate joins, I'll mobilize another one, and if we get a moderate-sized power in here, then I'll mobilize the rest. But I think I'll be able to do this with only one army. How is the market? I think I'm going to scrap my munitions input routes, unless I already did. We're still getting a bunch of those from trade routes. Alright, I need to scrap those so that my munitions plants start producing. Sorry, Prussia. I just need it. It just is what it is. So how's the explosives market? I'm still importing explosives. As many as I can have. It looks like the Caucasian Imamate is not going to get into this thing. So I'm feeling pretty good overall with the situation. Egypt appears to be losing, probably because France is not actually participating, but that's okay. We're about 2 years away from intensive agriculture, which will let us produce our own explosives. And until then, I think that's just going to have to be the state of things. Let me bring in another import route for bombs, because this is silly. There shouldn't be this much of an explosive shortage. There have to be powers producing explosives. Hold on. Let's declare some more interests. I'm going to declare one over here in New England, and one over here in Brazil. And between them, one of y'all's got to be outputting bombs. After this, we're going to knock out the Caucasian imamate, and then we're just going to start conquering territory down here. So, 2 arms. This is probably going to be a really straightforward war. I only have 1 army corps involved in this thing. Foreign investment rights, Oman to the Ottoman Empire. This battle's looking good. Unit types, they've got hussars and irregular infantry. So I'm feeling pretty confident about my ability to win this one. We're actually now finishing out government admins. I'm going to go ahead and reset production methods for all of the territory that I took over from Kazakhstan that I should have done a while ago and did not. A little bit of a market access issue in a couple of these areas, but there's nothing I can really do about that now. So I think from here, technology-wise, I've got to get the Atmo pump engine and railroad. I think that's just the next place we have to go, friends. I'm working on more government admins, so where am I with innovation? Got 79. My innovation cap is 82. So I can build a few more universities, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Ooh. I've got conscription centers. Curious. Let's see. Let's build some in Kyiv. Couple levels of universities in Kyiv, and a couple levels in Minsk, and a couple levels in Warsaw. And that'll be just fine. Except for having a coal shortage. Where do we have the ability to build coal mines? Oh, we got some coal in Silesia. Oh, that's in Prussia. I don't want to build coal mines in Silesia, Prussia. Let me see. Alexandrovsk is a good place. And we'll do Smolensk. And we'll actually put those above the universities because coal is more important than certifications. Alright, we got a trio of events. We also had a week tick over, so I'm really hoping. I'm gonna put a save in here. I'm just gonna put a nice little save right in here, so that I can have everything I want to have my cake and eat it too, and then we'll see if the events destroy my computer. Unfairly denied entry. Siberian people in Kolyma are being blocked from entering certain businesses by some local Russian people. I've been going to this shop for years. Why is there suddenly a sign in the window saying people like me ain't welcome anymore? Everyone must be allowed. Reduced authority. Shopkeepers can sell or not sell to who they like. You know, I'm going with the second one because I gotta keep my authority. Advancement in medicine. Members of the Russian-Prussian Federation are greatly impressed by advances in Prussia, the advances Prussia have made in medicine. With urgency, they seek to model the Prussian approach to medical innovation. A lobby member that was recently returned from touring Prussia and speaking with Prussian doctors shares more about the experience. The medical accomplishments of Prussia are quite spectacular. Should we take after their example, it will only improve the standard of Russia. Send some of our finest to study medicine in Prussia, improves relations, makes the fellowship happy, research their methodology immediately. 3.5k progress on pharmaceuticals costs to the government. You know I'm going to do the second one because I got to get that innovation. Finally, a foreign manifesto. The recently translated works of Louis Charles de Delescluze have become popular within the movement to enact tenant farmers. The relationship has developed to the point that Louis Charles de Delescluze openly endorsing the movement. And for a whole large class, there is no other road, especially for a nation so eminently practical as the Russian. The great thing is to get the working class to move as a class that once obtained, they will soon find the right direction, and all who resist will be left out in the cold with small sects of their own. Our struggle's international one, 10% stronger movement support, or the foreign influence ought to be punished, reduced movement support, increased movement radicalism. I'm going with the first one. And you know what? I'll take a pass over here. And I think now might be the time to actually take another run at Tenant Farmers. It is going to very much solidify the gentry assembly, but it's going to get us it's going to get us 1.5 million loyalists, and it's better than serfdom. It's just better. That's what's going on here. It's better. So we're going to do it. I'm thinking about whether I want to put this guy in charge of the Orthodox Church and bring them into the government, but I don't think I need to do that. I might want to do it eventually anyway. But we'll see. This guy's a traditionalist, so he likes serfdom, right? I think that's what he's... No, he doesn't care. Who cares? It's this. Alright. Well, so that's not actually going to help. I don't think. So anyway, that'll be fine. So what does this look like? 40% success chance, 25% advance chance, 32% stall chance. Looks like Egypt is actually pushing forward now. Oh, nice. Beautiful. They were able to get what they needed to get. We don't have that much occupation in Circassia. We are winning this war by a lot, but we're still not moving forward. Well, hopefully that'll sort itself out. This is pretty fast. I guess that that speed bonus was really quite substantive. Let's see, all of these units... Oh, I need to upgrade these irregular infantry units. And these hussars. They need to be lancers. I need guys with sticks. Pointy sticks. That's the new war technology we need. That's what we need to win. Friends, I've got it. I've done it. Peasantry rebranded. A stall event. Gosh darn it. A clash of thought has erupted in Ingria. Rural firebrands have criticized the tenant farmers law for supporting a master-servant relationship with the gentry assembly. Feh, you work too much for that, madam. All I'm saying is that if I wanted a woman to take all I work for, chain me to a bed and call her mistress, I'd rather actually owe her the money first. But the nearest bordello is 3 towns away. I was thinking of a marriage dowry. Perhaps revision is in order. Salty landowners. People work for what they're worth. Salty rural folk, or concessions must be made. 5% of lower stardom pops. Radical reduced enactment chance by 10%. You know I'm going with the second one. Same thing I did last time. It's a smaller enactment penalty, and also... Oh, we're at 50% now that there's a movement to preserve. Well, that's a shame. But we're at 36% success chance, so I think we might still be able to pull it off. As far as the war in Circassia is going, we haven't yet achieved full penetration of the country yet. They do have war support protection at this stage because we have 2 war goals and we don't have both of them taken. So let's go ahead and... Got another small army. Let's take another small army into this thing. Just get the force comparison just a little better. In fact, maybe another small army. Maybe another wee army. How's the budget? Still at medium taxes. Gonna keep it that way for the moment. So what does this do? That puts us at 65. You know what? We'll pull another army into this. I know this is maybe overkill. Ooh, law progressed to consideration. Excellent. Come on, big money, no whammies. Big money, no whammies. Come on. Orthodox Church are unhappy. If I repeal one more consumption tax, they'll be feeling better. But I don't want to repeal consumption taxes. I want to be a big dysfunctional consumption taxation state. And there's the screw frigate. Excellent. I don't know why I'm checking there. Alright, so we're working on these coal mines, and then we're going to be building universities. Ammunition situation is still absolutely garbage. Oh, I need to build those freaking... those sulfur mines. Oh, we've got sulfur mines. We've got sulfur mines. Alright, let's... Where is it? It's the paper mills. Sulfite piping. Let's do it. You won't be unproductive. You'll be so productive. It'll be the best. Just need to get sulfur in here. I am going to need some additional sulfur productive capacity, though, so let's go ahead and build some of that up. Vyatka has plenty of capacity, so we'll build there. Alright, force comparison is looking rock solid at this point. And there it goes. Beautiful. So, next, Caucasian War. Still low turmoil in Kuban. North Caucasus has high turmoil. So, anyway, next thing, we're going to go after the Caucasian Imamate. Let me see. 1.9 to return that state. If we go for Dagestan, 2.4. I think we'll be able to get both. Both of these states? Let's give it a little longer for our infamy to go down first, though. The fall of Circassia. With the conclusion of our campaign in Kuban, the entirety of the former Circassian territories have fallen under our control. The land is now available for settlement by the Don Cossacks. In this year, a deed has been accomplished almost without precedent in history. Not one of the mountaineer inhabitants remains on their former places of residence, and measures are being taken to... I don't like that. I thought we already decided not to be killing them all. Gosh darn it! I already said we weren't going to kill them. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Okay, well... Here's the -5 standard of living for Circassian and North Caucasian peoples. Not my proudest moment. I thought I told the general who wanted that to stop it. But, it seems Victoria 3 has other plans. Anyway, moving right along here. Public address goes awry. What was meant as a routine speech about the merits of tenant farmers by Sergei Uvarov has quickly devolved into a public relations disaster for the Gentry Assembly. Fumbling his way through a series of poorly presented talking points, Sergei Uvarov's arguments have been viciously and convincingly picked apart by his political opponents. The question on everyone's lips now is merely if this mishap was due to the inherent failings of tenant farmers, or can be chalked down to the political incompetence of the Gentry Assembly. It is the fault of this poorly thought-out proposal, minus 15% enactment chance. Uvarov must take the blame for this setback. He loses some popularity, minus 10% enactment chance. Or scrap the current draft and make a show of a rewrite, plus 20% enactment time, Plus 20% enactment chance. You know, I'm actually going to go with... Is it crazy to go with the third one? The 10% enactment chance. That's just 2 coin flips. No, I'm gonna reduce. I'm gonna go with the second one. That's gonna put us down to 25%, but it's not gonna give us a setback, and that's what's important. We've already got 1 success. We can get another without too much of a problem. I'm gonna get us down to like 17.5. Infamy, just to see. We got a bunch grabbing Persia, and we're still a little bit high up in there. I think we can live with things the way they are. The private sector should really build a frickin' steel mill or 2. But then again, the public sector should also build some sulfur mines. So let's go ahead and do that. Actually, let's get those going right away. Oh, interesting. There's fewer items per page. That's new. Interesting. All right, we're below 18. Let's go ham. We're gonna grab Dagestan. No one's gonna intervene that can intervene. They've refused. We'll go ahead and add Caucasian Imamate to the war goal. Add that to the primary. 22 infamy. We're good to go. Let's go ahead and grab the 9th Russian army. Needs to be disbanded. Are you going to go into the 8th Russian army? No, you're going to go into the Ordani Grenadier Corps. So instead of that, we'll give you a general. Let's see. You're a charismatic defensive strategist. You'll do it. You'll do just fine. Immobilize you. Immobilize you. Mobilize you. We'll put you on the front. We'll put you on the front. And you will just give a minute to get your organization out. Multiple armies should be able to handle this without a problem. The shackled soul of the nation. In a somewhat surprising move, claiming that Russian serfdom has driven a wedge between the spiritual backbone of the country, the rural folk, and an increasingly foreign-influenced upper class, a number of conservative thinkers have come out in support of tenant farmers, breaking ranks with their more traditionally inclined fellows in the Gentry Assembly and the Orthodox Church. Our nation in its current state is made up of 2 social groups that have very little in common. My fellow members of the Gentry Assembly who wear foreign clothes, follow foreign trends, and even some even speaking in foreign tongues, have become too detached from their own Russian heritage. Their Russianness little more than a family name and a sworn loyalty to the Tsar. So far removed have they become from the essential Russian values of simple brotherhood, of community, that characterize the countrymen they hold in bondage. Russian society must be reunited, the common spirit rekindled. 10% success chance, stronger rural folk. Or let these tired old men bicker all they want. Weaker Orthodox Church, weaker Gentry Assembly, stronger 5% enactment chance. I'm going to go with 10% enactment chance. That is going to strengthen the rural folk, who are a power at this point, but they're significant. They're not insignificant. And unfortunately, we're about to goof up our finances because I'm realizing I need to suppress turmoil in the North Caucasus. So we're going to put a suppression decree over here. And I need to do that so that I can finish out the Caucasian War. Oh, Kuban is also goofed. Gosh, I need one there as well. Alright, well, consumption tax on wine is going away for now. And in order to improve the situation there. We'll build some good industry. Let's build... We need steel mills. Let's build some steel mills in Kuban. Let's incorporate them. North Caucasus is already incorporated. Good Circassian, Russian, Ukrainian population here. So we'll go ahead and throw down 3 units of steel mills here. And over here, we'll put in... Got plenty of peasants. Some... Not a lot of infrastructure, though. Oof. Let's cut these livestock ranches. No, we'll leave North Caucasus for the moment. I think we can live with that situation. How's organization in this army? 36%. There's crystal glass. Let's go ahead. Oh no, we're way away from the front, from the war beginning. So we'll leave them be for now. See, we're actually at just over half an hour at this stage. Mustafa Rashid Pasha has been exiled from the Ottoman Empire. He's an abolitionist. Interesting. All right, 36%. Come on, give me a success. Put me in adoption. Do it. Do it. Adopt Tenant Farmers. Do it. Increase the game speed here. Spanish attitude worsened. Now they're wary. Why would you be wary of me, Spain? I've been nothing but chill for you. Excellent. There's adoption. You know what? We'll improve relations. It's going to cost me a lot of influence, but I think it'll be worth it overall. Alright, looks like no one's getting involved in this war. 9th Russian Army is at 57% organization. I think we can put them on the front at this point. And that should form a really solid anti-Russian league in Norway. Norway, how could you do this? How could you do this? Be friends with me. Oh, interesting. Prussia got a chunk of Austria. Prussia's going buck wild over here. Alright. 2 arms. Gold depleted in Krasnoyarsk. Lovely. So, the war has kicked off. Rather than risk my computer crashing again, I'm going to put a cut in here. And then we'll get started next time with the war against the Caucasian Umami. But for now, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun as well, and I will see you on the other side.